Josh Hennick here speaking with Eddie Alvarez. He's going to be fighting for the UFC Lightweight Championship. Dos Anjos versus Alvarez, July 7th on UFC Fight Pass, part of International Fight Week, which leads up in Las Vegas to UFC 200. Eddie, how you doing today?
I'm excellent, man.
So talk a little bit about what this training camp has been like for you leading up to your first UFC gold shot.
I'm in camp with Frankie Eggert, Edson Barbosa, Marlon Moraes, and almost every single one of our main guys are getting ready for a championship fight. So the competitiveness in the room right now is at an all-time high, and I couldn't be in a better spot to get ready for a gold run. We're in a gold rush.
Nice. I was going to say, you're working with Frankie, so what has Frankie said to you that maybe worked with you on that maybe is going to help you, since he is the former lightweight champion himself?
Well, me and Frank talk all the time, but we're both competitors, you know what I mean? So more than anything, he brings the best out of me, and I bring the best out of him by just coming in and competing at an all-time high. As long as I'm honest with myself and I give him the best I got, he gives me the best he got. We leave it up to Mark, our coach, to critique and let us know what we can do better. And Mark Henry's a genius at being able to assess, what our strengths and weaknesses are and what we got to work on. We rely a lot on him just for growth and improvement.
Eddie, you're a Philly fighter. I'm originally from Philadelphia myself. Talk a little bit about the meaningfulness for you to bring gold back to Philadelphia, in a city that's legendary for its fighters.
It is legendary for its fighters, but, renownedly boxing. So I want to be a pioneer of this sport in Philadelphia, and it's only right to bring the belt to Philadelphia so they can recognize the sport more of MMA. I don't think it's as recognized as it is in Florida and California and these other spots where there's a lot of guys who hold the UFC title. So in order to do that, this is a part of that process. Part of that process of bringing the MMA to Philadelphia is winning the UFC title and letting people know the sport's for real, and we should really put our time and efforts into it.
Eddie, you've been a champion in multiple other organizations. You're the longtime Bellator champion. Talk about what being a champion previously, that kind of experience, is going to bring with you going into this big matchup.
I think fights like this, everything's trying to grab at you. The promoters try to grab at you. The fans try to grab at you. TV, the media, everybody wants to get your attention and take your focus away from what's actually important, and that's winning the fight. So already having fought plenty of world titles and fought at the elite level, that's what I think separates me from a lot of the other guys, is that I understand what's important, and I don't let things grab my attention the way a normal guy would if he were in my position.
Talking with Eddie Alvarez, he's fighting for the UFC Lightweight Championship July 7th versus Rafeal Dos Anjos. Talk about the things that you think are your strength going into this matchup versus Dos Anjos.
More than anything, I'm a fighter. I don't pride myself on being an athlete. I'm a fighter, and no one in my division can deal with adversity better than I can and not think much about it and continue fighting at a high level. Most guys who deal with the kind of setbacks I deal with inside of fights, they quit. More than anything, being a Philadelphia-born fighter, that's not in me. So I think a lot of guys have trouble with me because of that. They have trouble with my resilience, trouble with my durability, and my ability to be able to basically take whatever they give me and keep coming. So I think more than anything, that's a huge strength of mine that kind of makes guys quit right in front of my eyes.
Eddie, one of the things I also think of the strength for you is that you look at a lot of other guys who've been fighting for a while. You've been fighting since 2003 professionally. A lot of guys, it seems like as they've gotten older, they haven't evolved with the fight game, whereas I look at you from when you fought in Dream in Japan, when you fought in Bellator, and now with the UFC. You've continually evolved your game, whereas some other guys have stayed sedentary. Talk about how the evolution of your game has made you get better as you've aged.
If you love the sport, then you make it a lifestyle. And if you do that, the growth is inevitable. the guys who don't grow, they don't grow because they don't truly love it. They never make it a lifestyle. You know, once it gets a little bit tough, they kind of quit and they don't want to do it anymore. I made this a lifestyle a long time ago. This has never been a sprint for me. Yeah, I understand that it's a marathon, and I'm willing to stick it out every step of the way. I'm willing to be down and out. I'm willing to succeed. I don't mind at all. I like the journey, and I love what I do. So my growth just will continue and continue and continue because of how I treat the sport.
Talk with Eddie Alvarez, fighting for the UFC Lightweight Championship on July 7th. A couple of questions a little bit outside the fight game to let listeners get to know you a little bit. First of all, I understand you're a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, so have you seen the new movie yet?
Not yet. I went to the theaters yesterday, and we were a little late for a movie we wanted to see, and I seen that that's out, so we will be heading back to the movie theater to check that out. Probably maybe even this weekend, now that you mentioned it. My boys are also huge Ninja Turtle fans, so we'll be making an appearance very soon at the local theater.
Second question, what is your favorite in-camp food, like your go-to food?
I mostly eat omelets. I'm a huge omelet guy. Omelet and avocado. Omelet with like roasted vegetables and some avocado on the top that's my go-to, man. It's quick, it's fast, and it fills me up.
If you were not a fighter, what do you think you would be doing right now?
Oh man, tough to say. I was in sales for a while. I enjoyed that when I was young, being in sales. So maybe something in real estate, investing, things like that. I also do that on the side, besides fighting, and I find a small passion in that. So maybe something like that. Definitely a better way to make money than fighting. I need to find out what it is.
Eddie Alvarez, Philly native. Before I let you go, on July 7th, when you win the belt, how much is that going to mean to you?
For me, it's just a byproduct of, a long journey of hard work and sacrifice. I've won world titles. I've traveled the world. I've got to do a lot of things through fighting. So I'm just blessed and I'm fortunate to be able to be in this position. And I'm looking to go out and compete at the highest level and put on a phenomenal fight and bring that belt back to Philadelphia. It'll be a dream come true.
UFC Fight Night Dos Anjos versus Alvarez live on UFC Fight Pass July 7th. It's part of UFC International Fight Week. Eddie, appreciate you joining me for a few minutes. And good luck on the 7th, and we hope to see you bring that gold back to Philly.
Thank you, brother.